If you live in Arkadelphia, Gum Springs, Joan, Arkansas, folks, go ahead and find your safe place. Let's hope that you've been prepping for the last couple of days. We mentioned this would be a busy day, a busy evening, and sure thing, it's becoming that way. And we've got rush hour traffic beginning to make its way back into the downtown areas. There's the area of concern. Again, here's our red polygon and that tornado warning that's in effect now for Clark and Hot Spring County until 5:15 p.m. It's this area right here, moving up I-30. Arkadelphia, you're in this warning. Gum Springs, as well as Gurdon and Bernie, Arkansas. Movement to the northeast 45 miles per hour. Let's see if we can find some rotation with our products that we have. Nathan, we were talking a few moments ago that when you get between these radar beams, it's hard really to pick up the exact location of some of the rotation we find within these supercells.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. And looking at the information from the National Weather Service, what they said, and looking at Storm Track 11, going to place it pretty close to Bern and Gurdon. So those are going to be the areas that most likely are seeing the rotation within this cell. But Curtis, don't let your guard down. You are under that tornado warning. And even Arkadelphia, this thing is making its way off to the northeast, about 45 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and put a track on here. Now, this is to give you plenty of lead time. We're going to make it about 55 miles per hour. So this will be a little bit quicker than what it normally is doing, but it just gives you plenty of extra time to get to your safe place. So there you see, it's pretty much over Gurdon at this time, around 5:01 for Curtis, Griffithtown around 5:11, and then if it holds together, it'll make its way towards the village of Joanne. It's going to be a close call for Arkadelphia. Arkadelphia, you are under that tornado warning, so don't let your guard down. You're just at the northern edge of this tornado warning. But like Tom said, we're looking at two different radar beams, one from Shreveport, one from Little Rock, and they're both about 8,000 feet above the surface. So we're not getting a good reading on exactly what is happening within this cell. So it's a little bit of a guessing game, and I think the National Weather Service is just playing it safe when it comes to let's go ahead and issue this tornado warning. It's Doppler radar indicated. There's been no damage confirmed with this cell as it's made its way from Nevada County now into Clark County. But we're just in that environment. These storms are starting to rotate. They can produce a tornado at any moment. And as they make their way into southeastern parts of the state, Tom, we have the potential of seeing a strong tornado.
I want to do, can we take it just a little broader? We've got this tornado warning, but we want to keep an eye on an area that is really tightening up that's north of Malvern as well. Right up here near Malvern. I've noticed that over the past couple of scans, we've seen the area not under a warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning. And sometimes you get tornado warnings within severe thunderstorm warnings within a flash. So folks, take the necessary precautions. We could be looking at this line finally beginning to tighten up with some of these supercells. Severe thunderstorm warning here, tornado warning to the southwest. And with folks on the road, this is rush hour traffic time. We just issues a tornado warning for Grant, Hot Spring, and Saline.
That's right.
That's the one that I was just pointing out. It tightened up real quick. So if you live, this is northern part of Hot Springs, going to move into Saline County here in just a few moments along I-30, the I-30 corridor getting a little active now. Haskell, Benton, Bryant, Bauxite, here is your polygon. This is getting closer to an area where we do know folks are heading home. Kevin, get an I-30 RDOT cam looking southwest for us here in just a few minutes, and we'll see if we can take a look outside. Haskell, Traskwood, there's Butterfield, Magnet Cove, Arkansas. This is the area of concern. There's Gifford, Arkansas as well. So we're beginning to see things come together as they're expected this afternoon, Nathan, not in necessarily the best way. All right. So with that, we still have the tornado warning that's also in effect just to the south over Clark County. We don't want to forget you folks down in Clark County. Looking at the information, Grant, Hot Springs, Saline till 5:30 for that polygon, that area there. And if it holds together, it may get close to the downtown Little Rock area in the next 45 minutes or so. There's a box, and there's a box. And this one down in Clark County, folks that live around Arkadelphia, even upward toward the Caddo Valley area, go ahead and take your safe place. Get into your safe place and take your safety precautions. And now the new one just to the north, and a severe thunderstorm warning all around it as well. Again, we're beginning to see it all come together. We thought that we would. Southeast Arkansas, it really hasn't begun for you yet. Central Arkansas, we're seeing it just in time for the afternoon and evening rush. And right here, Nathan, looks like a pretty good hook is showing up there along I-30, your Magnet Cove and Butterfield.
There's definitely some inflow or some winds getting drawn into the storm. Let's go over and take a look at the winds now, Tom, just to try to pinpoint exactly where that rotation is. And it's going to be very close to Interstate 30 at this time. So it is just between Magnet Cove and Traskwood, right over Interstate 30. I'm going to go ahead and put on a marker here. This is a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning, but the fact that it's on Interstate 30, it's moving off to the north and northeast is definitely a concern because it's going to be headed towards Saline County very shortly. It's moving into Saline County, moving towards Haskell, and it'll get very close to Benton, Shaw, Bauxite. You're probably hearing the tornado sirens go off at this time. This could be a very quick tornado. I would think right now it would probably be an EF0, EF1, but nonetheless, those can cause damage.
If we go to NROD, I think you'll see a better perspective of what we're looking at. Just a moment ago, this is just to the southwest and west of Haskell, Arkansas.
Yeah, let's go to Storm Track 11
Storm Track
now.
11, gentlemen. Thank you. There you go, right there. A possible tornado that's between Traskwood and Butterfield, that's out of northern parts of you've got Hot Spring County moving into the Saline County area, and the movement is to the northeast. Again, Traskwood, Haskell upstream, Bauxite. Folks, make sure you take cover immediately. These storms are really starting to come together. That's pretty strong rotation. One of the strongest signatures we've seen, I think, this afternoon, Nathan, so far.
On the NROD, Tom, yes, that's a stronger signature than what we have seen through the course of the afternoon. Let me go back and take a look at seeing what's happening with the one in Clark County. That one does not look as significant, but still you're under the tornado warning in Arkadelphia. We don't want to forget you folks, but pretty much anybody to the east of this line really needs to watch out now because these storms are starting to rotate and that tornado potential is going to be on the increase over the next few hours.
Oh, wow. Very impressive there, Traskwood. You are certainly in the path of this. You can see it wrapping up with the winds that Nathan had shown just a moment ago, velocity mode. This is our NROT. This area of green indicates and kind of pinpoints where the strongest circulation is occurring here. Movement northeast, and if you live in around the Traskwood area, I-30, 67, 167, this is going to kind of glide along the interstate. No reports of any touchdown yet, or at least a confirmed tornado, but we have strong enough rotation and with things unfolding this afternoon. And one other thing here, we've got a boundary that's close to this, an outflow boundary, maybe a warm front now. These things sometimes like to develop and travel along boundaries. As it lifts to the northeast, we got to keep an eye on some damage reports, folks being affected by this particular cell. There it is, moving out of Hot Springs soon into Saline County. Here's Traskwood, Arkansas. This is our rotation mode here. This is our NROT that shows us where the strongest rotation is located. It's getting ready to update in just a moment. But strong rotation southwest of Haskell. Haskell's just a little bit off the screen.
And we go back to Max 1. I've got a track on here for you,
good,
Tom.
Good.
And also just to list some communities, we got Glen Rose. That is definitely in the path of this rotating storm, along with Traskwood. There you see about 2 minutes after 5 o'clock for Traskwood, Haskell, 4 minutes after 5 o'clock, Tull, 6 minutes after 5 o'clock. This cell is moving to the east-northeast, about 65 miles per hour. So that does not give you much time to prepare. Certainly, this could produce a tornado at any moment, so you really need to take this seriously. Go ahead, lowest level, sturdy structure, and separate yourself from the storm with as many interior walls as possible. That's gonna be interior closet, interior hallway, interior bathroom. Put your shoes on. If you have time to grab some pillows and blankets to head to your safe place, you definitely want to do that because this is a dangerous storm that wrapped up very quickly and is still showing significant rotation as it approaches the community of Traskwood. So it's pretty much over Glen Rose at this time. Moving off to the east-northeast, headed towards Traskwood, headed towards Tull, Shaw. It's going to be very close to Haskell, very close to Bauxite. It's going to be a very close call for Benton, but then East End, even though you're not under the tornado warning at this time, I certainly still be on your guard. Also Iron Springs, not technically under the tornado warning, But if this cell holds together and still shows rotation, you will be under that tornado warning.
One of the things I've seen, it continues to tighten up, which means it's strengthening. It's going to ride along the I-30 corridor. Again, like Nathan was saying, here's the box. Here's I-30, 67, 167. If it continues this path, it will parallel I-30 and we'll get a little bit closer to the Little Rock Metro downtown area within the next 45 minutes or so. It's moving to the northeast very, very quickly. But let me just call out some names here. We've got Haskell, we've got Benton, Bauxite upstream, Shaw, Arkansas, Traskwood. You folks hopefully have found your safe place. You're there. If you live in a mobile home, you need to find a more sturdy structure to be in just in case. Think about folks that were impacted by a tornado not long ago in Sardis, Arkansas that hit a mobile home park. We want to make sure that you're safe. Go ahead and find a place now while you can. Here are some roads. County Road 66. You've got Traskwood Road, West Main Street. Here's Traskwood. Haskell's just to the north. This is the area of concern. We're seeing some very strong rotation moving out of Hot Spring into Saline County. Hopefully you're prepared and hopefully you're in your safe place. Go to your interior room, closet. If you've got an interior bathroom, that makes a great place to go as well. Looks like the rotation is now getting closer to the Traskwood area, and from there it's going to move over 229 and be awfully close to the Haskell area before moving to the northeast. And then you've got Shaw, Arkansas upstream. I would say Bauxite, Bryant, and even Benton are in the path of this cell out of Saline County. It's a very strong wind gust. There are some winds with this. We had that strong rotation down in Clark County. And we've got strong wind, straight line winds. That's going to be another proponent of these storms as they move to the east over the next couple of hours or so.
I'm looking at the rotation with that one into Clark County, Tom, to see if that one's showing any significant rotation. Let's go over to Storm Track 11 once again. And we've got a little bit of green showing up there just to the southeast of Curtis. So that could still be some rotation happening within the cell. When we take a look at the radar, the winds within this system, it's certainly not as defined as what we're seeing right now into Saline County at this time. So we're going to focus on Saline County because that's the more impressive rotation that could likely produce a tornado at any moment right over Traskwood. Once again, take a look at the NROT. This really hones in on where this cell is rotating specifically, and if there is something happening at this time, it's going to be right over Traskwood. There's probably a wall cloud. The wall cloud is rotating, and that's where the tornado will come from. However, you've got the rain moving in, so it could be rain wrapped.
Yeah.
But that little curvature right there shows we've got the winds coming out of the storm with some gusty winds right over Traskwood, and then also a little bit of inflow notch right there.
Here.
So this is spinning, Tom.
That gives us kind of what we talk about a lot about, the classic hook signature. That's what we're seeing, the inflow here. And right now, that area of concern is right over Traskwood. The Weather Service is continuing the tornado warning for Clark County till 5:15. So you're still under that tornado warning, Clark County, but this is the stronger cell right now, at least the more impressive in terms of rotation over central Arkansas, moving out of Hot Spring into Saline County. If you live upstream, if you live in Haskell, Arkansas, make sure you're in your safe place. Bryant is just right up here. This storm is going to ride along I-30. I think, Katie, you said you had a picture of us from or at least a shot from I-30. Let's go ahead and take that shot from I-30. Bryant, some very heavy rainfall. We'll see if we can pick up anything. Go ahead, Roger, and take that shot for us, I-30. Here's the RDOT cam. And some very heavy rainfall moving along I-30, possibly some flash flooding as well with this storm as we're looking toward the Bryant area. Traffic is heading back toward home in Bryant and Benton from Little Rock. So, my goodness, let's hope that they've got the car radios on and they're listening. I know that our radio partner will stream us, and you're hearing myself and Nathan keep you up to date on this tornado-warned storm in Saline and Hot Spring County. Back to the maps we go. This is our reflectivity mode. Here's Haskell, Traskwood. There's your tornado-warned storm. It does include Benton and Bryant. It's moving to the northeast. Here's East End, southern Pulaski County. The line itself is moving to the east. It's within the line. You've got a supercell that is moving to the northeast very quickly. So this is our biggest concern right now. It's rush hour. Folks are heading home, and let's hope that folks can pull over someplace and ride this out. There has not been a confirm. We haven't seen anything confirmed. We just know, Nathan, it's a very strong area of rotation capable of producing a tornado at any moment.
Tom, let's go back over to Storm Track 11. I'm going to take a look at some more tools here because we're going to take a look at a few other tools. This is the winds within the cell. It does show a couplet, or where the colors are coming together, where we're seeing certainly the winds going into the storm, winds coming out of the storm. And then when we take a look at the spectrum width, or where the winds are going in all different directions, it's very close to Traskwood, right where that yellow pixel is right there, very close to Traskwood. And that does match up with the NROT tool, or where we're taking a look at just the rotation within this cell. So if there's something happening, I certainly think the clouds are spinning like a top right over Traskwood, and it's headed towards Tull. So Tull, you are next in line with this rotation moving over your direction. You don't have much time. This thing is flying off to the east-northeast about 65 miles per hour. It's going to be very close to Haskell. And then you see Bauxite is on the northern end of that, but you know, these things could kind of migrate a little bit more to the northeast. So don't let your guard down in Bauxite. Benton, still be in your safe place until we give you the all clear. Bear with us because this is going to be the case over the next few hours, watching these cells move into an area where there's more wind energy and the potential of them to start to rotate, and more tornado warnings can be expected. And also, Tom, we're going to have a new tornado watch coming out for southeast Arkansas. That's a definite thing.
Just a little information about this cell. This storm is riding along that old outflow boundary that moved through and is now backing up to the north. It will likely maintain its tornado potential, so the National Weather Service will keep that warning, that tornado warning. So we've got one here and the one down in Clark County. Also, the rotation with this particular cell in Clark County has weakened a bit. They're going to allow this one to expire, so that is certainly some good news, and we can focus all of our attention now on what's happening here in central Arkansas, Saline County, Hot Spring County, and soon maybe even up toward Pulaski County. This is the area that we're looking at near Traskwood, Arkansas. Here's Tull. If you're seeing the rotation, you're probably also getting some very strong winds here. But Tull, Arkansas, and then up the road, looks like it's going to stay just to the south of Bauxite, Benton, and Bryant, but we'll have Vimy Ridge, Iron Springs, and Parker's Chapel just up the street here as it moves to the northeast. This is one of the ways we can tell if there's any damage, if the tornado actually reached ground with our CC. Nathan, you're seeing anything that would make you think that this had actually made a brief touchdown?
I'm not seeing anything at this time to say that there's definitely something on the ground, but we'll definitely watch that tool very closely because now we're only about 1,800 feet above the surface with the radar beam. So if there is something happening, it's picking up tree limbs and pieces of homes and stuff like that, then it would show up on here. But I'm not seeing that at this time. Nonetheless, it could still produce a tornado at any moment. This is a dangerous storm moving through southern parts of Saline County, off to the northeast-east direction, about 65 miles per hour. Let's go back over to Max 1 because that really gives a clear view on where this is located. And the rotation, it's not as significant, Tom. It's still there, but it looks like it has started to weaken somewhat. Okay.
I should apologize, Grant County, you're also with this tornado warning, folks, in Tull, Arkansas. Here's northern Grant County. The circulation is just to your north Tull and moving to the northeast at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Let's see, the tornado warning has been canceled for Hot Spring County. So Hot Spring County is out of the warning, but we'll continue the tornado warning for Grant and Saline County till 5:30. So another 21 minutes. This severe thunderstorm capable producing a tornado that is located near Benton, moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. So we're beginning to see some very quick forward progression of this cell as it moves through Grant into Saline County and then Pulaski County. Not under a warning, Pulaski County, but if you live in the southern half of Pulaski County, including downtown Little Rock, go ahead and take necessary precautions. With downtown area clearing out for the weekend for the weekend with rush hour in full effect. This is going to affect a lot of folks on the roadways, and we hear the very heavy rainfall also picking up in downtown Little Rock. Nathan, I agree with you. It looks like the rotation is broadening just a bit, not as well defined. But Clark County, you have been removed from the tornado warning. That's been expired. But I guess if we have to say it's somewhere near in west of Shaw, Arkansas, that we would find the strongest potential, or at least the area of spin or rotation. And that is, here's Grant County, it's Saline County, Sardis is up the road over here. Here's Bauxite. So all of these locations are still within the path of this potential or possible tornado.
We're definitely getting some lightning and thunder here in downtown Little Rock right now, Tom. That cell is just down to our southwest. It is lifting its way off to the north-northeast, but let's go back over to Storm Track 11. When we take a look at the rotation tool, it has come down somewhat. I'm going to go back here just a few scans, and there you see that bullseye of green right through Traskwood, made its way very close to Tall. We've lost that green. That is some good news because that tells us the rotation is not as strong as what it once was just a few scans ago or about 5 minutes ago. So this may start to weaken a little bit, but you're still under the tornado warning into extreme northern parts of Grant County and then also into Saline County. Benton, Bauxite, you're on the northern fringe of this tornado warning. To me, it looks like the rotation is just down to your south, but I still want you to stay in your safe place until you get the all clear. Also, anybody to the east of this cell into other parts of Saline County, southern parts of Pulaski County, Lono County, heads up, because if this is riding along a boundary, which it looks like it is, it could hold together and still continue to rotate as it makes its way off to the east. And in fact, with the low-level jet stream in place, this could start to see more rotation as it makes its way away from Little Rock and farther to the east into Lono County, into Prairie counties, and then really anybody in southeast Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Rising, Star City, DeWitt, Gillette, Warren, Monticello, Hampton, Hermitage, Dumas, McGee. You need to be on your guard. A new tornado watch is about to be posted, and this is for the concern of not only a tornado, but there could be a strong tornado in that part of the state.
One thing I do want to mention, with our wind mode, we're able to pick up the strong straight line wind gusts. So gusty winds now moving through central Arkansas from, let's say, just to the south of the Benton area through and to the west of Carthage, Sparkman down to Gurdon. So severe thunderstorm winds could occur, winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. But this is our main concern with that tornado warned storm. It's currently south of Bauxite in terms of the rotation. If it continues its path, and there's the update right there, moving to the east-northeast. East End, you are in the path of this, although you're on the outskirts of the warning. I would fully expect the National Weather Service to extend this at some point. Vimy Ridge Road, Shannon Hills, you know the routine, folks. You've been through this before as well. Go ahead and make sure you've got your safe place ready to go if this warning is extended in the next few minutes for northern Saline into Pulaski County. You're seeing a lot of colors, red colors, blue colors. You know, what are these colors? We're looking at wind within the thunderstorm, winds blowing toward and away from. That gives us an idea as to where we're finding the rotation within this particular
There could be
cell.
two areas of rotation, Tom.
Could be.
They're looking at another area of rotation trying to develop very close to Bauxite and Bryant.
Okay. So there you go. Two areas of rotation. So we see this cycle down and then recycle on the back end a little bit. Benton and Bryant. So go ahead. You're within the box, Bryant, Benton, Bauxite. Make sure you're in your safe place, folks. Salem, you're out of the box, but go ahead and you're close enough to it. I would go ahead and take necessary precautions. So that other area of rotation, Nathan? Are we picking it up pretty good here on the rotation tool?
There's some brighter blues right there to the southeast of Bauxite and just due south of Bryant. Right. So I think that's what they're watching for. Definitely seeing some brighter red showing up. So it looks like this outflow is starting to pick up somewhat around Bauxite and Bryant. So yeah, I do think there's maybe two areas of rotation that they're watching, and they will decide on whether or not to issue a new tornado warning for that part of Saline County, which most likely will extend into Pulaski County. They have not done that just yet, but heads up for Shannon Hills, Mablevale, Parkers, Iron Springs, East End, because a new tornado warning may be coming out very shortly. So you want to get those tornado precautions ready, get your shoes on, and be ready to take action if they do pull that trigger with the tornado warning.
And I think that they will, if they do, that it will be for Pulaski County. Even if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning, folks need to go ahead and make sure they've got their safe place ready to go. Just be prepared, because sometimes these things can produce a tornado with very little lead time. And that's why with when we say, hey, severe thunderstorm warning in effect, sometimes they do produce tornadoes. So go ahead and get your safe spot ready. Make sure you're ready to go. You got your cell phones ready. Throw something in your interior room, closet, or safe room that you can cover up with. We're keeping an eye on that area right right here, south of Bryant and Bauxite, another area of concern. The storm may be cycling, going through a cycle period where it will weaken and then it will re-strengthen, and it's getting awfully close to the outside part of that initial tornado warning. So a warning coming down, or some type of warning coming down here in the next few minutes. And you can it's not really as impressive as it was a few moments ago, but yeah, right around in here, that's where you can see the spin with that particular cell. And it would be on a path to take it through East End, Arkansas, Wrightsville, Sweet Home, Scott, over southern Pulaski County, even into western parts and southern parts of Lono County. That's the area that we're watching. And I think we have a camera shot, if I may. Katie, are you still up with us? You have another camera shot. Let's take a look at our RDOT cameras to see if we can pick up anything along the way there. Okay, there we go. Well, that's our outside shot. Got a good shot of some lightning there, Nathan. In downtown Little Rock, strong thunderstorms moving through and some very heavy rainfall. There's the RDOT cam with traffic along I-30. Of course, we really don't see much except for a lot of rain and ponding on the roadways. Folks need to slow down, be a little extra careful. Looks like some water going up over the median there, Nathan, if you take a look at that. Yeah, right here. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, this is a gully washer, Tom.
Yeah,
definitely.
Washer. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to Max 1 if we can, and we'll fill you in on what else is happening. We still have that little bit of a tornado warning. Saline and northern Grant counties, we're waiting to see if they're going to extend it into the other parts of Saline County, southern and eastern Saline into southern Pulaski County. If one thing is good, this line is moving quickly to the east. And when you get north of Little Rock, the air mass is a little more stable. Heavy thunderstorms with our strong thunderstorms, heavy rain, some wind. It's south of that boundary, and that boundary is lifting to the north, and we're seeing these cells right along that boundary. And that occurs sometimes when you have events like this. Severe thunderstorm warnings to our south over Clark County, Dallas County, and the tornado warned storm for northern Grant and Saline County. Nathan.
And if you were to the east of that line, or yes, to the east of the line, you still have to watch out for the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms that could go tornadic. But if you're to the west of that line, Garland County, a large part of Clark County, just to the west of Arkadelphia, you're done with the threat of severe weather. So once this line makes its way through your neighborhood, you're going to be done with the threat of severe weather through the rest of the evening. But certainly to the east, into Jefferson County, Arkansas County, Lonoke Prairie, Monroe, Cleveland, Lincoln, Drew, Deshay, Chico, Phillips, Calhoun, Bradley, Ouachita, Dallas, and Union counties, you need to watch out for this line because these storms are moving into an atmosphere that is more capable of them to intensify, start to rotate, and then potentially produce tornadoes.
Yeah.
When we take a look at that warning, they did extend that warning now for East End. So let's take a look at that once again, Tom. And I'm just going to...
I'll give you the information. I'll let you kind of meander around there. But it's for Grant, Pulaski, and Saline until 6 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Bryant, moving northeast at 50. So folks that are going to be in the path of this, here's Bryant, Sardis, you're in the path, East End, Wrightsville, Woodson, and Hensley, Arkansas. So we are extending this into southern Pulaski as well as eastern parts of Saline County. And there's your tornado watch that just came out for parts of southeast Arkansas. Let's take a look outside. Again, Pulaski County now under the tornado warning. Southern parts of Pulaski County, you'll hear those sirens go off. Very heavy thunderstorms producing some very big amounts of rain and the possibility of a tornado with that cell as it moves out of Saline into southern Pulaski County, plus a lot of wind, very strong wind gusts with these storms just in time for rush hour. Nathan?
Tom, I'm taking a look at what's happening on Storm Track 11 just to see exactly where this rotation is. And you see the brighter blues. That shows where the winds are going into the storm very quickly, just to the southwest of East End and just to the south of Bryant, moving into the rest of Saline County. So East End, you got to take your tornado precautions. It's the Doppler radar indicated tornado warning, but nonetheless, it's still a dangerous storm as it makes its way towards East End, Iron Springs, Wrightsville, Woodson, Parkers, and Vimy Ridge. There's the latest update now with the radar, and we are starting to see a little more tightening within this storm. Let's take a look at the NROT. Once again, this shows exactly where the rotation is. It pinpoints things down, and it's going to be this brighter blue area right here, just to the west of East End. So let's go back over to Max 1 now, and this shows you where the highways are. So we're going to zoom in. It's very close to Sardis, I would say. And when we pick out some of the roads, there you see some of the roads popping up. So we got East Sardis Road, very familiar with what happened, just a couple months ago, Tom. This same area, I remember talking about Sardis and Tall that got hit with the EF2.
Right. You know, this area is very familiar with tornadoes in the past. We've had strong ones move through northern parts of Saline and southern Pulaski County. Sardis has been hit hard. I was looking at our NROT, and if we could go back to that just real quick on Storm Track 11, we can take a look at NROT, and it looks as if you can kind of see an area within our wind field where we have the rotation. Yeah, the bright blue, but there seems to be something here over that northern part of Saline County into southern parts of Pulaski County. Again, Vimy Ridge, Iron Springs, East End, you're under this latest tornado warning. The tornado warning is in effect until 6 o'clock tonight, and that is for folks in Saline County and Pulaski County.
And I think I'm hearing the sirens
The sirens
go off
are going
in
off
downtown
in
Little Rock.
Yeah.
And that's just because anytime that a county is included in tornado warning, they can issue the tornado sirens for all of the counties. So Little Rock, we're not under a tornado warning. Downtown Little Rock is not under the tornado warning. If you're hearing sirens in West Little Rock, you're not under a tornado warning. It's just down for southern parts of Pulaski County and also into East Saline County. If this holds together, this is going to primarily stay just to the south and southeast of downtown Little Rock. So Sweet Home, College Station, it may get close to you, and then over towards the community of Scott. But as we take a look at the winds once again, there's definitely some tightening happening. East End, I need you guys to be in your safe place at this time.
Right in here, folks.
You don't have much time. It is moving off to the east-northeast about 65 miles per hour. Lowest level, sturdy structure, into your hallway, into your closet. Put your shoes on. Grab some blankets, a mattress if you have time to protect yourself from flying debris if this is in fact dropping a tornado. Tom, I'm going to take a look at the CC to see.
Yeah, see if we have anything that would indicate that there's a potential tornado that could touch.
I'm going to bring up a few panels here, so it might get a little more convoluted, but I want to take a look just to make sure that everything matches up when we take a look at all the technology that we have to see if this is really a debris signature or not. So I'm going to put a marker here where that blue is, and when we take a look at it, the yellow is pretty close. It's very close to the NROT, so let's rewind it here, just a few scans to see if that's just a little blip or not. It's 1 pixel. It's something to watch, though.
Yeah. We are certainly seeing what you would say the chaos within the atmosphere. And I realize this, folks, there's just a lot of color here. This really helps us pinpoint where this rotation is located. And there's a big area of rotation here near East End, Arkansas. If you live in East End, hopefully you have taken your safe place, turn up the TV. You can stream us on the phone, and we'll keep you up to date as this line moves on through. It's beginning to quieten down here in downtown Little Rock. Downtown Little Rock is not under the warning. It's just to the south of us from near Sweet Home, Wrightsville, Woodson, Hensley. Those communities are under the warning. Iron Springs, East End. And it's this area right here that we're seeing the strongest rotation. Certainly some very strong wind gusts. Make sure you have your safe place, or you're in your safe place. Let's go ahead and make sure the kiddos are safe. Moms and dads are getting home from work. There might be a few folks on spring break that are at home right now. Hopefully you have taken necessary precautions. I do want to mention this, that eastern and parts of central, eastern, and southeast Arkansas have been extended in terms of the tornado watch. That tornado watch is now in effect until midnight tonight for a good part of southeast, eastern, and east central Arkansas. We'll show that watch here in just a moment. But you want to take a Skype shot? We have an outside vantage point once again. Bryant Parkway with traffic. Just Bryant Parkway, just a lot of rain. You're not going to be able to see if we have tornadoes, there's a good chance you won't see them coming at you because they're going to be wrapped in rain. There's a lot of rain falling in these thunderstorms and ponding on roadways. Let's hope that folks are are able to maneuver through what's going on out there. Let's go back to our tornado watch on Max 1 and show you those counties. Earlier it was southwest and parts of central. Now Pulaski County has been added into that tornado watch, and that watch also includes places like Jonesboro, Des Arc, Stuttgart, all the way down to Lake Village, Monticello, and El Dorado. But I do want to say this: if you can pick us up and you live to the west, let's say Polk County, you're pretty much out of the threat of severe weather, and that extends into, let's say, severe Little River, Miller counties. The threat is now moving to the east, and the highest potential tonight, this evening, for strong thunderstorms or strong tornadoes is going to be over southeast Arkansas. Here's our box with our tornado warned storm. And Nathan, I've seen an uptick in quite a bit of lightning lately, so these storms are not weakening. They are in fact getting stronger as they pull to the east, as expected tonight. Yeah, Tom.
This is moving into an area where the atmosphere is very ripe. Temperatures today in southeast Arkansas topped out into the upper 70s to lower 80s. We've got that low-level jet kicking in, and that is basically an adrenaline shot for these storms to really start to build across the region, build high into the atmosphere, producing some damaging wind gusts, some large hail, but also with the rotation of these storms is the main concern out there through the course of the evening, which allows these storms to potentially produce a tornado. We still have that tornado warning in effect for Saline County, eastern parts of Saline County, southern parts of Pulaski County. So there you see, once again, East End, Iron Springs, heavy rain falling. So this is going to be most likely a rain-wrapped situation. If there is something happening, it would be very close to East End at this time. This is a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning. We have not gotten any damage reports. We have not seen any confirmation on radar to say, yes, there's definitely something touching the ground at this time, but it could happen, and it could happen very quick. So that's why you want to take your tornado precautions at this time. If you're watching us in these areas and you are under that tornado warning, East End, Rotaken, Woodson, Wrightsville, Hensley, Iron Springs, in this part of Saline County into Pulaski County, Highway 367, Highway 365, and Interstate 530. Those are the areas where this rotation is going to be making its way across the area, and it could produce a quick tornado at any moment. Don't let your guard down. Farther off to the east, the community of Keo, getting into Lono County, this may be extended. This is a supercell thunderstorm that's riding along a boundary, and when you have these storms ride along a boundary, they can maintain their strength, they can intensify, and they can cycle up and cycle down, allowing for a quick tornado for 5 minutes, and then it goes back up in the clouds, and then another tornado could be produced. So we're going to be watching out for this situation. This is a fast-moving system. It's not going to be lingering around the metro for very long. I think we're going to be cleared of most of the rain, Tom, probably by 6:30, if not earlier.
Yeah, for central Arkansas. And I'm just taking a look at our rotation once again, our velocity mode. The area that is over East End or near East End, if you live near that area, it looks as if we're going through a cycling where it's starting to strengthen just a little bit more. Certainly some bad news for those of you that live to the east of East End from Hensley, Woodson up to Wrightsville. Folks, take this seriously. Get in your safe place. If you're not there, find it, get to it as quickly as you can. I've noticed that there has been an uptick. Looks like there's a tightening here around 167. If you know where 167 and Woodson Lateral Road is, that's the area of concern with rotation that is moving over this general area. I would say that it's currently right over the top of East End in Highway 367 and 167. Here's 530. This is going to be closing in between Wrightsville and Woodson along 365 and the next 25-30 minutes or so. If you don't mind, let's go ahead and put a storm track on this, Nathan, and show who else is in the path of this particular tornado warned storm out of Pulaski County. Got to get close to the Lono County area. That's the area of spin. This is, we look at on our velocity modes, we can see the winds going toward and away from radar. So here we go. We've got Estes, Arkansas. We've got Toltec, Keo, and England here in the next 30 minutes or so. around 5:34 to 5:47. So this storm moving east northeast at 45 miles per hour now is capable of producing a tornado. And it's going to be this way for a little while longer tonight. We see it clear out of central Arkansas, then our attention will turn to eastern and southeastern Arkansas. We're still anticipating that some very strong thunderstorms producing tornadoes will happen there tonight. We got our fingers crossed. We hope it doesn't wind up that way. And again, we've got March Madness tonight here on THV 11 and CBS. It's 5:30, about 30 minutes away. We're going to try to get through this area, in the metro area, and hopefully we'll see things quieten down just a bit. Lots of very heavy rain, straight line wind gusts that could actually push over a few trees. We've had some damage reported today down around Bryant, Saline County, of these trees being pushed over because the ground was wet, ground saturated. You get a 30-40 mile per hour wind, then you're going to have problems with some trees. So Katie, something we might want to look at, also power outages in some areas with these strong winds moving through. Here it is. Here's Wrightsville, Arkansas. This is in southern parts of Pulaski County. There's Woodson. Here's Hensley, Arkansas. Here's East End. This is where we're finding the area of concern in the rotation. This red box, this polygon, is our area that is under the tornado warning. But I'll say this, out toward the, let's say, Bauxite, Bryant area, Shaw, Arkansas, you're pretty much in the clear.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Tom. Benton, Bryant, you're done with the threat of severe weather. Bauxite, Shaw. All the severe weather threat is now to the east, lined up right along the county lines of Saline County and Pulaski County. So once again, it's right just to the east of East End, moving towards Rottaken, Woodson, and very close to Wrightsville. So when we zoom in here, there's the roads popping up. Interstate 530. I don't know if there's a camera close to that on iDrive Arkansas or not, but that might be something interesting to take a look at. And then there's Highway 365. When we take a look at the winds to see where this couplet is or where this rotation is happening, it's very close to, looks like, in between East End and Woodson. I'm going to rewind this here just a few scans back to see how this has all been evolving over the past 5 minutes or so. And there's that couplet that made its way right over East End. Now it's weakened just a little bit, but it looks like if there's something happening, it's going to be very close to Highway 167, about to move over Interstate 530. So if you know anybody that's traveling from Little Rock down on Interstate 530, approaching Woodson, they have to certainly probably stop and wait until this storm passes. Because if there's something happening, it's going to go right over the interstate. That's not where you want to be.
And speaking of interstate, Nathan, we've been told we have that RDOT camera shot from 530. And again, you're not going to be able to really see a tornado. If anything, it's going to be rain wrapped. Just know that if you are able to hear us and we're streaming with our radio partner right now and you're heading this direction, you might want to give it a few minutes. In fact, it might be better for you to stay in the office until this passes, and it should be through here in the next half hour or so before you head on out into this. I can hear the very heavy rainfall outside the weather garden, strong thunderstorms, very strong winds. If you not necessarily tornadic winds, but straight line winds as well. We're getting flash flood warnings too over parts of the state. And this is what it looks like now downtown Little Rock as we look off to the east, I believe. Yeah, downtown looking to the east.
And Tom, they said they're going to go ahead and replace the tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning shortly.
Some good
the circulation has weakened in intensity. The storm dynamics is still there. So don't let your guard down just because this is going to a severe thunderstorm warning. And also, this could still produce some damaging wind gusts as it makes its way into the rest of southern parts of Pulaski County and into Lonoke County. Damaging wind threats could be the primary concern, but there could still be a quick tornado with little to no warning.
Keep an eye on this area here. So the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. We've got that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. Let's take a quick look of the whole state and show you what we have going on. Now we're beginning to see those storms that could produce tornadoes in southeast Arkansas come together here. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Ashley County, and this is a line of storms Nathan and I have been watching out of Louisiana that could get stronger, could have some supercells here. This line of storms, if you're west of this line, Arkadelphia, things are improving for you. If you're west of Arkadelphia, you're out of the severe threat for the evening. West of Clinton, you're out of the severe threat. This line is going to be moving to the east. And as it moves to the east, we'll keep an eye on those individual cells that may develop within the line. So far, we have not heard of anything confirmed, but some strong rotation. Very strong winds exist over central and east central Arkansas from Lonoke County through Prairie County. And this was the area that has been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. It's 5:34. And my rule of thumb is if we don't have a tornado warning, then we'll take you back to network, but we'll pop back in if we have a tornado warning. And the sirens are still going off in Pulaski County. We realize that, but you're no longer under that tornado warning.